All right, I'm going to quickly take a look at CCIV. CCIV was on a bit of an uptrend before. It didn't start a downtrend. It just flushed straight down, but it did set a higher low compared to these lows right over there. So it did kind of triple bottom off those areas. Got a clear trend line support area kind of around this area that it's been following, or we can draw another one right off of this spot. It's got a pretty clear trend line. Not super clear, but it's pretty clear trend line right over there that I'm seeing. It did set that higher low, basically triple bottomed off of this area. Now we're getting a bit of a spike again, increasing bull volume, which could be a good sign in the sense that it says interest is increasing, but you don't want to see the volume get too high after this run up, because that could suggest the part of FOMO and people getting in late, and that would be the sign with a volume spike. I wouldn't say the volume totally spiked yet, but the bears are definitely looking for a lower high below this high over here. It's $29.81, right around that $30 mark. The bears are definitely going to want to top fish around there, and if we get a gap up, that's most definitely what they're going to try. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a gap up, then we're going to be too far from that 4-day moving average, the red line, and then we'll probably pull back towards at least the green line tomorrow if we get a gap up. If we get a gap down right around that red line, then we're going to be looking for today's low to hold, which is around $25.71. You want to see that hold as a support. It's held a higher daily low pattern a few days in a row. Today was higher than Friday. Friday was higher than Thursday, and you want to see that pattern continue. If you were a bull, you could set your stop loss below that area if you're a short-term trader, because that would suggest a change in that trend. The bears are definitely going to want to go for a little bit of a head and shoulders here, double top around there. The bears are definitely going to try for that. The weekly doesn't look too bad. Upper wicks of profit taking at the highs, a little bit of higher volume at those highs over there, but looks like fairly healthy consolidation on a weekly so far. You had that little bit of a double bottom there, starting an uptrend, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low. Bulls want to set that higher high above that resistance area right around that $30 mark. The Bollinger Bands are getting a little bit tighter here, so there's not much room to the upside at the moment. It might need to consolidate for a few more weeks before it's ready to potentially move higher. The overall trend looking pretty good. You have that little bit of a inverse head and shoulders. You got a little bit of a shoulder there, possible head, other little shoulder forming, not super clear, but potentially, or a little bit of even cup and handle. So bulls definitely want to see that $30 mark break to signal continuation. We do have a lower high this week compared to last week so far. Bulls definitely want to break today's high, $27.40. That's our first resistance. Second resistance, $28, the high of last week. Third resistance, right around that $30 mark, the high of 2 weeks ago. That's what we're going to keep looking at. Bears want today's low to break to change that higher daily low pattern to potentially head back down, retest the support area, and then head towards that 50-day moving average. That's what the bears are going to be looking for. Remember, when I take a look at these stocks, I'm trying to come in with a completely unbiased opinion, just taking a look at the chart and looking at the different potential scenarios that we'd be looking at and the support and the resistance and what I would be looking for if I was a bear or if I was a bull. I'm a type of guy, I like to play the stocks bullish or bearish. I choose either side. I don't do too much shorting or anything because I don't even have a margin account. But what I like to do when it comes to shorting and stuff is I just use like inverse ETFs and stuff like that. Maybe I'll get more into shorting one day. But right now, I like to play the bullish side more. And I'm usually just looking for those bullish plays for the most part, other than the inverse ETFs. So that's what I'm looking at over here at CCIV. And like I said in the other videos, if you watch the Tesla and LAC, they're kind of all moving together. All the EV stocks, all the clean energy stocks, lithium stocks, and clean energy, they're kind of all moving together right now. So if I was trading CCIV, I would want to keep an eye on what's Tesla doing, what's Albemarle doing, which is the biggest lithium company in the world, or in the U.S. anyways, to my knowledge. I want to take a look at those stocks because CCIV is at least somewhat correlated with what's going on in those stocks. Thanks, guys, for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Please press that like button and check out my site, 10baggerstocks.com.